Wasting money on cures. Forgot how to fix myself. They say that time is free. Then why is it so precious? Oh, I'll save memories in my head, like Polaroids on walls. They remind you to look ahead. Time is running out. Time is running out.
For a really great read this summer, stick around for this one, the children's book I'm From by local Nova Scotia author GaryRGrayJr. aims to share a story of the Black experience and the importance of embracing one's identity and roots. Now joining me in studio to speak more to exactly how this book came to be, author Gary Gray. How are you doing this morning, Gary?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm so well. Thank you for coming in.
No, thank you.
It's very exciting to get to hear about this book because it's one that is local. You were born and raised in the Preston area. Can you tell me a little about that?
Yeah, Preston, born and raised. I like to say I'm a combination of both.
Yeah.
I spent my schooling in Bell Park, which is in East Preston, Lake Echo area. But I played sports for both. I played for East Preston, I played for North Preston, and that was my childhood, like growing up, which is home.
Oh, wonderful.
Completely.
And this book, it's called I'm From. And so a lot of references then to where you're from, I'm sure. Can you tell me a little of what the premise of the book is?
Yeah, so I mean, like, the idea around the book is like a sense of belonging. Preston has always been home for me. And at the core, it's about, you know, where this little boy is from and what it feels like to be there. With that, what does it look like when you step out of that belonging? So, you know, growing up in Preston where you feel so safe, and then you go to elementary or middle school and high school. And I'd even say, like, most recently, international teaching, where I am all these different things. I'm Black, I'm Canadian, I'm a male third grade teacher. I was a first for so many colleagues, parents, students, etc. And what question was I often asked? Like, where are you from?
Right.
Which was sometimes followed by, like, where are you really from?
Okay.
As well. So a lot of that got me to the conclusion of, like, what can I do not only for myself but other kids out there to help them think about this question in a more broader sense.
Most definitely. And so what you're referring to is you are teaching in Vietnam now.
I am.
And that's somewhere you're going back to quite soon. So yeah, definitely a culture change there. Obviously seeing people of different backgrounds is not something that they may be used to in some of these smaller communities.
100%.
When it comes to local references to your time in Preston, growing up there, are those influences that you used in your writing in this book?
Yeah, like, that's such a beautiful question. And it's difficult to separate, like, the writing from, like, the heart of, like, what Preston has done for me. So I like to think that they both, like, coexist.
Right.
For me, I've always been influenced by family, the creativity within my community. I have, I would say, a mentor in Shantae Grant, who is a local artist who creates poetry and creates books, etc. And she's really been someone who I admire to kind of follow the same path. Watching her do the things that I wanted to do growing up has always been a huge influence for me. The references in the book are all moments of that I feel have value within my community. Going on a bus ride where, you know, the bus driver is my uncle, right?
Yep.
Going to, like, a corner store where, you know, the person behind the counter is an aunt, sending errands from the corner store to my grandmother. So stuff like that within the book really helped me understand, like, who I am as a person. And it really is, again, to the core who I am right now as well.
And when it comes to these messages and these experiences that you have, what is that message that you want kids to take away from it?
Yeah, I mean, I think specifically for, like, Preston kids, I want them to know that, like, they are seen, they are valued, they are loved, they are resilient in the stuff that they are doing or want to become. I think for other kids, I want them to be thinking about, like, cultural differences, identity, What does it look like to step into a world that's someone that may look a little bit different than you? And then for like everyone around the world, like the sense of belonging can be what you want it to be. It doesn't have to be dictated on, you know, what society is asking you to be or saying you are.
Yeah.
You can be from a variety of places. You can be from a variety of experiences as well, or things. Kids love to be from things as well. So.
Oh, it's a beautiful concept.
Thank
Absolutely.
you.
And I want to take a second to talk about the illustrations too, because it is a children's book, so that is something that's so relevant. Can you tell me a little about your illustrator and what you took into consideration when
every time I talk about her, I get goosebumps because I am blessed and honored to have someone like her working with me on my first book. She's a Caldecott winner who is, you know, just so creative in what she does as an artist and author. And I mean, I'm a little bit biased because it's my book, but I feel like this is some of the best work that she's done, and she's put her heart and soul in it. One of the things she said about the work is that like my words resonated with her. She's from Rhode Island, but I'm from Nova Scotia, and she said like the words that I used were resonating with her, which again sold me right away.
That's wonderful to hear. All right, well, I want to say this book comes out September 19th, so something for people to look forward to, especially those in the Preston community that can really resonate with it. So I thank you so much, Gary, for being on the show, and we cannot wait.
Let's go.
All right.
Soon.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll be keeping an eye out for